Zim traders accuse SA border officers of beating them, burning their stalls. Zim traders accuse SA border officers of beating them, burning their stalls. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Dr. John Swiner TV. Please subscribe. These informal traders are among those who accuse the Border Management Authority of beating them and burning their items before many of them were deported to Zimbabwe. Informal traders are accusing Border Management Authority BMA officials at Beit Bridge border in Limpopo of beating them and burning their belongings. The Zimbabwean traders acknowledged that they were undocumented at the time. Lawyers of human rights condemned the actions by BMA officers against the hawkers at the Beit Bridge border, calling it unlawful and a violation of basic human rights. We spoke to traders who sell sweets and fruit at the port of entry. They claim that a week before Easter weekend, BMA officers came to their stalls demanding to see their documents. When they could not produce them, they were forced to lay face down on the ground, and their small wooden stalls were set alight. The traders have been selling their goods at the border from a few months to as long as 5 years. This sort of treatment is very different from what police and soldiers do. They do not beat us or burn our stuff. Instead, we are bundled and taken to Musina police station, then later deported, said a 37-year-old trader who also takes goods from South Africa to Zimbabwe for a fee. Another trader, who only identified herself as Chieza, said she was one of the people beaten and arrested, then later deported to Zimbabwe. Chieza has been coming to Beit Bridge on the South African side since 2020 to sell assorted fruit. She has 2 children who live alone and attend school in Zimbabwe. On the days she sells produce at the border. To be honest, I quickly informed them that I had no passport. A female BMA slapped and beat me using her black boots. Several of us were taken to an office at the border. We were all ordered to stand with hands grabbing our heads. They came again, beating us, then bundled us into a police van to Musina police station, she said. Chieza told the Ground Up that she was among 20 people arrested and deported that day. The money I make from selling food pays for school fees and rent. Meme Mokhotsi, Deputy Assistant Commissioner and spokesman for the BMA, denied the allegations. Border Management Authority officials checking the documents of traders at Beit Bridge border in Limpopo last month. Mokhotsi told the Ground Up that the traders needed to prove that it was in fact the BMA authorities who conducted the raid. Roundup was sent a photograph from a witness clearly showing BMA officers standing around a group of men on the ground face down with their hands behind their backs. The BMA has and continued to uphold the fundamental human rights that apply to every traveler through our ports. Regardless of their nationality or immigration status, our staff and border guards are well trained and sensitive to human rights and protocols, said Mohotsi. She added that it was the responsibility of the traders to be in the country legally and uphold the laws of the country. But Tumelo Mohale, a legal counselor at Lawyers of Human Rights, told the Ground Up that the BMA does not have the powers to assault nor ban properties of any person with the Republic of South Africa. But Tumelo Mohale, a legal counselor at Lawyers of Human Rights, told the Ground Up that BMA does not have the powers to assault nor ban properties of any person within the Republic of South Africa. The correct procedure must be followed by BMA officials as one of their responsibilities in immigration control. They can ask any person to identify themselves or ask for their documentation. If the person is undocumented, then the BMA officials are authorized to arrest that person and hand them to immigration officers or to SAPS, he said. Nowhere in the law are SAPS immigration officers and BMA officials allowed to assault any person regardless of whether the person is documented or undocumented, he said. Bait bridge economy. The informal traders are an essential part of the bait bridge economy. They are selling vital goods for low-income people, many of whom are crossing the border one way or another and have to wait for hours. The border is also loosely guarded, so some of the traders, like the Zimbabwean woman whose children go to school in Zimbabwe, possibly crosses the border regularly without documents quite easily. This has been going on for years. To suddenly use strong arm tactics against the traders ignores the fact that they are a critical part of the economy and that the border is, through no fault of theirs, porous. Someone commented and said, "Go traders in your country. What is so difficult to understand?" Another one commented and said, "When they are found again, they must be beaten and human shed lawyers can go to hell." Another one commented and said, "They lie. They not traders. They want to come in illegal." Now border officers are doing their job well for now. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Dr. Jones, Why Not TV. Please subscribe. Bye for now till we meet again next time. Subscribe.